Hey, how are you doing this week? Well, this week we're talking about Isaiah 41:10, and it says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." This is a powerful scripture, and it helps us to understand more of God's character. It begins with God speaking and directing his people. Then he tells us what he will do on our behalf as his people who are faithfully serving him. This falls under the category of a fact, command, and promise. For those of you that have attended our Bible studies, we talk about this often when we look at scripture. So let's define a fact, a command, and promise. Fact is it's actual, it's truth, it cannot be disproven. A command is a demand or to give an order. Promise is a cause and effect relationship, and it is conditional. Now, sometimes we run into part of a scripture is what I call a factual promise. It is, it will be, and cannot be denied. And this is what we have in Isaiah 41:10. Let's take a look at the first phrase. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Well, if you said command, you're correct, because it starts off with don't. Do not be afraid. Fear is an emotion of anxiousness about the unknown, what may happen or not happen, and it stops us from acting in faith, taking a risk, going in a direction that we feel the Lord calling us to. Why should we not fear? Well, according to Isaiah 41:10, he is with us. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. This is the next part of Isaiah 41:10, and it is also a command, where God is telling us, do not be discouraged. Discouragement and fear are related. Discouragement is an emotion that stops us from moving forward. Why don't we have to be discouraged? Because he is our God. The next two parts give us a description of God's character, where God says, I will strengthen you and help you. What is it? It is a fact. The Lord will give us what we need at the right time. His characteristic of God is strength and help. That is the grace that he imparts to us as we faithfully follow him. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand is the next part, and is also a fact. The Lord does not drop us. He does not forget about us. He does not turn his back on us. His characteristic of power that undergirds us as we lean on him. What are the opposite words of fear? Well, it's assurance, confidence, and endurance. What are the opposite words of discourage? It's courage and brave. These opposite words describe the characteristics that we can possess as we allow the Lord to help us and hold us up. God is committed to his people, and he demonstrates that commitment by following through with his promises to us. He is faithful. So let's examine ourselves. Fear, anxiousness, discouragement, these are real. So how active are these emotions in your life? Could it be we rely too much on ourselves? We have self-confidence rather than God confidence? Maybe you've taken a risk or stepped out in faith and it did not work out as you envisioned it. It does not mean it was in vain. Nothing we do for the Lord is useless. So be encouraged today. The Lord is with us.